So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Renee. Our company is Reformation Body Solutions in Los Gatos, California, and that's in the San Francisco Bay Area, and in Southern California in Palm Desert, Palm Springs area. And so today I'm going to be talking about breaking the sugar cycle. And so I'm going to share my screen right now. Um, so one of the things that, really is elusive for a lot of people is that process of breaking that sugar habit. So many different reasons why we crave sugar. Breaking this, one of the biggest, epidemics in the United States is the obesity crisis, and that really is related to our blood sugar and the things that we're eating, the processed foods. A lot of people think, well, I don't eat sugar. But unfortunately, a lot of the foods that you do eat turn to sugar in your body, and your body processes them like sugar. So how do you break free from that cycle? And how do you overcome your cravings and find that solution? So there's a few reasons why you crave sugar. And, simply put, our bodies are running on sugar unless they're ketogenic, and then they're running on our fat stores. So with the protein program that we use in our weight loss and wellness clinics, we use a meal system called Ideal Protein, and we are putting the body into a very small rate of ketosis, so not a big high rate where you're having to worry about, your organs, your liver, overprocessing of fat and proteins and causing you health problems, but in a very low rate of ketosis where your body is using its own fat stores for energy. So right now, what we're doing is we're constantly craving sugar because we're using glucose or sugar to run on. And so, sugar lasts about 30 minutes and protein lasts about 3 hours, which is why we find that when we get the body into ketosis, it's it runs well, it burns well, you've got a lot of energy. But when we have when we're using sugar as our source of energy, it burns up really super fast, and you end up in that spike and crash cycle constantly. So we're always looking for some more sugar, our body's searching for it, and no matter what it is it fruit, is it sugar, is it carbohydrates, all of those things are turning to sugar. So we can also crave sugar because of emotional stresses, and certainly during this period of time I hear a lot of people talking about how they're hungry all the time. Well, high sugar meals give you that intense pleasure feeling and a little bit of emotional release and relief. And so then when we don't have that 30 minutes later, we're seeking it constantly. So we're always, our body's always trying to seek balance. So, your refined sugars have absolutely no nutrients in them. Our body needs nutrients to make sure our body digests properly. So in order for sugar to be processed, it actually grabs your vitamins and minerals from your body's stores to complete digestion, which is why if you have a high sugar diet, you can be almost like malnutrients. You're not getting the nutrients that you need, and it leaves you craving constantly. So sugar is robbing us of our nutrients every time we eat the sugar, and so it's always leaving us unsatisfied and feeling the need to replace those nutrients. It causes us to be hungry all day and to constantly be feeling unsatisfied. So some of the things we need to do is do the work. So figure out what sugar is doing for you. And so these are some things that you can write down. When do you feel a lot of energy during the day? Is it first thing in the morning? By afternoon, do you feel that slump? Do you ever get that energy back? Do you have to, are you relying on coffee and energy drinks throughout the day to keep you up and going? Think about the times when you generally really indulge on sugar. So when are you reaching for sweets? Is it morning, afternoon, before dinner, after dinner, in the middle of the night? So, write all of those down. And then write down how you typically start the day. What do you have for breakfast? And how soon after waking up are you eating? So going on to emotional cravings, as we talked about before, sugar can become a stress relief and an emotional release, but it's very, very temporary. And, using sugar to mask your stress management is not the answer. So we need to, explore what sugar is doing for you. What is your relationship with sugar? So what kind of good feelings and moods are you experiencing when you're indulging in a high sugar food? So, does that make you happy, calm? Do you feel like you got a reward? Do you feel like you're not being deprived? Secondly, let's identify what triggers you into craving sugar. When does this happen? What happens right before you are like, I have to have some sugar right now? Is it, with kids, a lot of times we fell down, we scraped our knee, and someone gave us a cookie. So is it because you're feeling bored, you're at home, you don't feel like working, you're at your desk, whatever it is? Are you eating out of boredom? Are you sitting in front of the TV just mindlessly eating? Is it because you had an argument with someone, someone made you upset, and so do you relieve yourself with sugar because you're upset? So, thinking about the emotional cravings and how we can substitute and it put in place some healthy habits. So writing down on the left side of your paper what the emotional craving is, and then on the right-hand side of the paper, writing down what is your healthy alternative. So, if in the evening time you're craving sweets sitting in front of the TV, what can you do? Maybe what you can do is take a walk around the block. Drink a big glass of water. A lot of times hunger is masked as, or dehydration is masked as hunger. You can also, have a cup of your favorite herbal tea. And there's lots of herbal teas that have kind of some fruit flavors or different things that might feed that sweet need. So, the key to breaking your sugar addiction is giving your body real, true nutrition, supplementing properly with nutrients that you might be deficient of, and, feeding your body how it should be fed. So think about the types of foods and check off the foods or write them down, the foods that you are eating that are just providing you with empty calories. They're keeping you overfed and undernourished. Fast foods, sodas, candy, baked goods, high sugar cereals, ice cream, processed foods, foods that have chemicals, artificial dyes, preservatives, artificial sweeteners. So, getting those out of your home environment. So it's important that we, clean up our environment so that we aren't tempted. Take a look at your pantry, your cupboards, your refrigerator. Get rid of the stuff that you don't need. And certainly, you can always give that to a neighbor or someone else, but just getting it out of your own environment. And then, what is the strategy for changing your lifestyle? And it takes somewhere between 7 and 21 days to remove those sugar cravings. So, with the list from that you just made of all the foods that you need to really remove in order to get rid of the sugar cravings, now we need to list how we can stabilize our blood sugar, relieve stress, and eliminate the sugar cravings. So emphasizing leafy green vegetables. So those things make us satiated. I know it doesn't sound like maybe it would, but it really does. So including proteins with every meal and snack. A snack could be a boiled egg. Having a little bit of protein at each meal or about every 3 hours keeps us satiated. Our green vegetables also hydrate us from the inside out. We need all of that fiber in order to digest properly. And those are the key ingredients. If you feel like you need something sweet, we should be bringing in those sweets in a very small way. So eating fruit all day long is just, you may as well eat candy. But having a small sweet, like half a cup of berries first thing in the morning. Keep anything sweet in the first half of the day. So any fruits should be in the first half of the day. I also prefer to eat them on their own. So leaving about 30 minutes on either side of a fruit meal, allowing your body to digest them by themselves. And focusing on healthy fats. And I don't mean a high fat diet, but a moderate fat. And healthy fats are salmon, anything with your omega-3s. They keep us very satisfied. They also, really feed the nutrition of our bodies. They give us energy. Our omegas help us with, beautiful skin and hair and general hormonal balance in our bodies. So that is my presentation for today. And if you have questions on how to get started with your food cravings, just send me a message. I'd be happy to help you. In our clinics, we are currently towards the end of, hopefully, the pandemic with the virus. And one of the things that we are gifting to our communities is just getting on our program. No startup fee involved. All you're going to do is select your foods, your supplements, and we are going to work with you weekly. Currently, we were working by Zoom, and so we meet weekly just like this, where we talk about you. We go through your health profile, we figure out what plan is going to work for you, and we help you reach your goal. So thank you so much for joining me today. Looking forward to your questions, and thank you for being here. Have a great day and stay safe and well.